showtime.
BS and Beer Media, in association with STWF-TV, the podcasting network.
Introducing the best in the world! Yeah!
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the show, Best in the World, hashtag BITW. I am Dale. With me today, we got my homie Trail. What's up, Trail?
What's going on, Dale? How we doing today on this lovely Thursday, huh?
Yeah, man, I am excited. Weekend's almost here. We had some good shows. I enjoyed Raw. I enjoyed SmackDown. I even enjoyed AEW. So it's been a good week in wrestling, man. Good week in wrestling. And I think we should start off today by talking some TNA, actually, because I watched some stuff with TNA, and I saw that JBL showed up. He helped Nick Nemeth. He's coming out in the big long trench coat, everything like that. I thought this was further use of the crossover between NXT and TNA. I think they're doing a real good job with this. Did you get to check out any TNA lately?
Yeah, actually, I did. I actually did saw that match, and he's still a guy with them clotheslines from hell, man. He wound it up and got him pretty good. So I'm like, okay. But I'm digging now they're using the legends to come in and be a part of TNA. So it's almost like, another first time ever that John Bradshaw Layfield, WWE lifer, shows up in TNA. So I thought that was cool. So I'm interested to see the explanation of this deal that he has with Nick Nemeth. I'm wondering what's that going to come about.
Yeah, because there was no interaction. He did his clotheslines and he left or whatever. So yeah, I'm interested to know like more of the backstory, kayfabe backstory or whatever, why he's there to help out and all that kind of stuff. So I'd be interested in knowing that too, man. Another person from WWE that showed up is Li Yang Lee, formerly known as Xia Li. She debuted in TNA. She always had a great look about her. The gimmick I thought was always pretty good, but it was always just getting started and never really, got the chance to roll down the road some. So I'll be interested to see what happens in TNA with her. I thought she could have been fantastic in WWE. We just never got to actually have it happen, man.
Yeah. Again, I blame that on the Vince McMahon booking because he had her from the start, not featured, like primed and featured to be a major player. So by the time Triple H took full control, you already had Damage Control back. You already had Bianca Belair ascending. You already had Jay Cargill coming in. You already had Tiffany Stratton coming in. So by that time, it was already looking bad for Xia Li because it was too little too late, unfortunately. Because under Triple H at NXT, she was doing good. But it was just one of those, Triple H finally got full control, but it was at the wrong time for her because she was already at the bottom of the barrel where I had her, at the, should have been at the top against, Io Sky and all those girls. But I'm glad that I figured she would go to TNA. So to wreak havoc in the Knockouts division. So I'm looking forward to her renaissance, her rebirth, because she deserved a whole lot better than what she had.
Right. Yep. Um, so let's go to AEW. They just had Grand Slam last night. I thought it
For
was
sure.
a pretty good show. I always thought I don't know why, but I thought it was an outside venue. Maybe there's multiple um places to do shows there at Arthur Ashe, but that looked like an indoor venue. Did it look indoor to you?
Yeah, it looked kind of. I think it was. I don't think it was at Arthur Ashe this time, but I know it was. It was somewhere in New Jersey. So.
Kept saying Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was.
definitely New
Oh.
York. Yeah, but yeah, I remember them showing the hook signal or whatever. It was on actual roof and stuff. So
Oh.
from what I remember with previous Grand Slams, it looked like an outdoor venue.
I think it's always been an indoor stadium. I think
Okay.
it always has been an indoor stadium. I don't remember ever seeing any weather or any daylight. I think it's probably just like the lighting, but it's always
Mm.
been an indoor stadium. And Dale, I don't know if you noticed, but when they did when they panned the camera from the nosebleeds, they wanted you to notice the hard camera side was full
Right.
yesterday.
Yes, exactly. They sure did. They sure did.
I was like, okay, yeah, it's a pay per view level type show, so of course
Yes.
it's gonna sell out there. Do that next time when you're somewhere else, and let's see.
Good for AEW for real, selling
Yeah,
out the arena and everything. It was a good show. So let's talk about that show. MVP shows up at Grand Slam, and he's accusing Prince Nana of being a bad manager. So it looks like he's trying to angle his way in to be the new manager for Swerve.
yeah, I see. I always I always knew that eventually him and Swerve were gonna cut ties, but I don't know who's gonna turn on who.
Okay.
Second, when he said let me know when he's ready to talk business, I already knew what kind of business he's talking about. And
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
if I'm Swerve, I'm thinking about this. If it's the business he's talking about, there's only room for one champion in that group. Is
Okay.
Swerve gonna take a back seat to the big dog?
Mm, okay.
So how's he gonna go
You,
from a
you,
mogul, a leader, a solo guy to
right.
being, the fourth member to this business? So I'm looking to see what's gonna happen when Swerve comes out. And to make my final point, I hope they're gonna do this the same way WCW did when Scott Hall came in, when he was like planting the seeds of, oh, there's gonna be a takeover. It was him every week until eventually Nash shows up. So hopefully they do it like this. It's MVP, keep trying to get in contact with Swerve, keep trying to get in contact with Swerve, and then eventually the unveiling of the Almighty in AEW, which could be WrestleDream.
Good point. Good point. Um, so how would you book Lashley if indeed he does show up in AEW? Who would you put him up against?
Well, I guess it doesn't matter in AEW because it's Tony Khan, but I'm anxious to see what side of the fence him and the business is on. Is this a heel faction? Is it going to be a face faction? But again, it's Bobby Lashley. You have to put him in the world title scene. Um, put him. I would. I mean, Hobbs is still out. Wardlow has a knee injury, so he's out.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was injured. Okay.
Oh yeah, I found out this morning that the other guy from the Kingdom, I think Bennett, is it Bennett or is the other guy?
Okay.
Uh, revealed that he was sidelined with a knee injury, so that's why we haven't
Gotcha.
seen him.
Gotcha. I thought they just
Jeez,
took him out the kingdom altogether.
no, he's just banged up. Like that whole group is
Okay.
banged up.
Right.
I don't know who to put him against because I don't know what side he's on because it'll help me. You know, are you gonna have a match with Swerve first to test that out, and then eventually a decision will be made then? Because he's not the fastest guy in the race anymore. So um, it's one of those. I it has to be world title picture, but I don't know how do you put him in there. Is it gonna be his group against the BCC later on? I
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the
What you think?
BTC is pretty much no more people, right? Like they've pretty much uh done that away, right? So
Well, it seems like it is still the BCC, just minus um,
minus Danielson
Danielson and
and
I
Yuta.
guess Yuta, but he still agreed to defend the tag team titles with them. So I'm anxious to see how that progresses. Let's see here. Um, I
I
really
think
don't
maybe
see any big heavyweights.
Brody King could be one.
Yeah,
Brian Cage, another one, right? Uh
Jericho,
Bishop
Christian.
Khan, Big Bill. That could be something. I'm pretty sure they're
Uh,
gonna have him go up against this dude as like a squash boulder.
yeah, just given the talent of this
Dutch.
roster, I'm just I can't. I don't know. If this was TNA, I would have been able to give you an easier answer. But the way AEW is like all over the place, I don't know who after Swerve. I don't know who his first target is going to be. Are they going to put him against Lance Archer? Is he going to be on
Keith,
Dynamite? Is he going to be on the Collision?
right? Keith Lee would have been
Um,
nice. Well, Takeshita could be a
yeah,
good match for Bobby Lashley.
yeah. So
That could
and
be a
then you
good
still
one.
got Benjamin and Benjamin possibly coming in too. So
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're gonna put him up against Nick Colorado at some point.
I heard a few people saying that if they are starting to hurt business over there, they should add Hobbs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I like to see that because I mean he's been the AEW original and hadn't really moved from his
Yeah,
spot too much. He may get a little bit of buzz every now and then, but he hasn't really taken off as just a single guy. So
yeah.
yeah, that's kind of disappointing. So
It's too many factions, so I don't know where to start.
well, I mean that's how AEW started, right? Just a bunch of factions so that everybody could be known. So
Yeah,
I definitely understood it. Um,
it's just who do
so
you I mean who do you see him against? I mean, outside of Swerve,
mhm,
who do you see him matching up against? I mean, Omega's not coming back anytime soon.
right,
We still got Hangman, so that could be one down the pike. MJF, whenever he comes back, that could be one down the pike.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Well, we'll see what's up with that. The Young Bucks posted a picture here with Shane McMahon. We see that we saw that picture with him with Tony Khan a few months
Mhm.
ago, and it cooled off. So now we're seeing this. So now I guess we're kind of heating this back up. Maybe Shane shows up in AEW sometime soon, and we finally pay this thing off. What do you think?
Yeah, because they sure is taking the whole mystery out of it by posting these pictures on purpose. I mean, so much for it being a secret. I mean, they should let it die down and then have him show up out of nowhere like, oh, snap, that's right. But now
Well,
you're
yeah,
picking it up again. So now it's like, okay, well, is he the
exactly.
one that's organizing all this stuff? Like, what's I, I like it because it's pretty much further confirming that he's all elite eventually.
Yeah,
But could have kept that in house and just
yeah, and
surprise us
surprises.
all.
We love
Yeah,
surprises.
because now every
Yep.
week we're gonna be anticipating when is he showing up. So
Yeah, 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 exactly. So, oh well, we'll see what happens with that. Mina Shirakawa showed up at Grand Slam. Um, this was during a segment with Mariah May after she defended her title,
mhm.
successfully defended her title, and they did like a little um, thing where they were on a stage together, hugged and everything like that. Sharakova just looked kind of confused and stuff. She did a little backstage segment with Mariah, and they confirmed that she's going back to Japan. But further investigation told me that she's going to Japan to team with Tony Storm in a Stardom match. So this will be the first time they team up in Stardom, and I guess it's like sort of a kind of a payoff and stuff like that. And I know Tony Storm went back to Australia because I know they're going to be
Okay.
doing a show in Australia pretty soon, and she was promoting that. But I know it's giving her some time off to get back home too.
Yeah.
So what do we think here about this Mariah May, Maria Sharapova kind of situation?
Yeah, I like how when she made her debut, it was like a distraction at the same
Right.
time. So I was like, she's a little bit torn. She doesn't like how Mariah is. So I'm wondering if eventually if she's gonna fall in line, or is it gonna be one of those Mariah May will be defending against her at some point. So I'm looking for if
Yeah.
that's the case, I'm looking forward to former bestie versus bestie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, all I want to see is more Mina on TV, along with Mariah May, along
Yeah,
with Tony Storm. Just give me what I want. At the end, it's all about me. So
yeah.
that's what I want.
Yeah, I understand, Dale. I understand. I understand. You want the Three
Jay,
Stooges.
you got us, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's up, fellas?
What's going on,
What's going
man?
on?
We're just talking about Mina Sharakova showing up in AEW there. You got any thoughts?
Um, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I haven't seen AEW, but I heard they had some pretty awesome things going on.
Yeah, Grand Slam was I think it's an event you need to watch for sure. It's a good one. A couple things happen on there, so you definitely want to check that out.
Well, the
Yeah.
best thing I heard from it was my favorite group coming back in a different variation.
Yes,
So,
yes. MVP showed up. We just talked about that. And how would you book Lashley? Who would you have him go up against?
I mean, I feel like Lashley is that top guy. I would send him straight to the top. I mean, I wouldn't play with it because he's already a certified world champion in every promotion he's been to, except for MMA.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
you know, I wouldn't play with it. You signed him for a reason because you don't have the championship pedigree competitors. So go ahead and run with it. They already go fraction crazy. So
Right,
I
yeah.
already know I knew once MVP got released and Bobby Lashley was like, yeah, I ain't dealing with this racist shit. There was it started to hurt. Let's not forget Shelton Benjamin is still out there as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
So
exactly. Um, all right. So let's talk about more Grand Slam here. We got John Moxley defeating Darby Allin and taking his number one contendership. So now he's going to face Bryan Danielson at some point. So yeah, this pretty much kicks Bryan Danielson out of BCC if BCC even exists still. I don't think it exists anymore. But what's your thoughts on Moxley versus Danielson, Trell?
Yeah, once they jumped Bryan the first time and then told Darby he wasn't defending the championship and he wanted his spot, I'm like, okay, so this is probably gonna be the guy that's gonna end Bryan Danielson's career in AEW. So probably by the end of the year, you're gonna see Mox being the new world champ. So I'm interested to see what kind of war, because it looks like we got Private Party, Commander, and Bryan Danielson versus the BCC. So it looks like we're gonna have a little war between now and whenever that title match is going to happen. So, but I see it ending with Mox beating Danielson. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this warfare plays out.
Okay, that's a good question there. Will Darby Allin ever become champion? What you think about that, Jay?
Wow, this because I know personally what I believe, and I know booking. As long as AEW continue to book him the way they're booking him, he will never become world champion. They're always going to have somebody. There's always going to be a John Moxley or a Bobby Lashley or a Daniel Bryanson that they're going to give. They're going to give over that step of Darby Allin.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you even have like somebody that they're high on, like a Jade Cargill out of nowhere, they're just high on this person. They're gonna put him over Darby. I seen a post where they said that Jey Uso is the new Jeff Hardy. Nah, Darby Allin is the new Jeff Hardy. Like honestly,
Yeah,
he has the talent, but he keeps getting screwed over. Like this, if I'm not mistaken, Jeff Hardy had a chance to take on the undisputed champion Undertaker, a badass Undertaker, and he lost it to somebody. I can't remember who he lost it to. Same type of situation with Darby.
I think because out of that four pillars, MJF is the only one that's actually become world champ.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Him and Jack Perry. One of these days, it's going to come down to those two. I don't see it anytime soon now, but I do see in the future. I don't know if it's a year from now or whenever. I do see one of them eventually becoming world champion. I can honestly say it won't be Sammy, but I do.
Yeah.
The way that Jack Perry redid his character, and he's already a TNT champion, so now he's already got himself established as, okay, he could be possibly a future main eventer in another year or so in the world title scene. Darby is one of those. Eventually, it's gonna happen. Just like we all wanted Jay to finally win a championship or something, it's gonna be like him. He's the first one that's been here, and when he does, it's gonna be like the biggest thing in AEW's history of whenever Darby Allin actually reaches the mountaintop. But I do see him one day being champion. Just not now.
Coffee Mania.
Something like that, something like that.
Yeah,
that's
are they really pillars if they can't become champ and hold the rock?
Yeah. That's true.
So
and then also you gotta think about he also has Sting on his side. Sting is gonna fight for him to get a world championship shot. He's not gonna let Darby get messed over like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. To wrap up our AEW segment here, Bryan Danielson defeats Nigel McGuinness, makes him tap out in the ring there at Grand Slam. Um, I, I did like the whole beef between the two. I didn't realize there was more history between them, which was cool that AEW brought up. So that educated some fans and everything like that. But good point that you made last week, Trell. That Bryan Danielson was hurt. The whole reason we couldn't have the match for him because he was hurt, and now you had a match.
He shows up.
So yeah, that was a good point. But what did you guys what did you think of this matchup here, Terrell?
At first I didn't care too much about it because I'm like, damn, this dude Nigel is like slow as hell. His chops, his punches and chops were kind of remind me of Tongaloa for a second there. He was moving kind of slow, so I'm like, man, this is like a waste of a championship match. I mean, could have had someone else do this, but it eventually picked up the slow, methodical pace for both of them, hold for hold and all that stuff. Was it a 5-star match for me? No.
No, definitely not 5-star.
Was it a classic to remember? No. This should have had a little bit more build, and Nigel should at least had a few matches to get himself warmed up because he unretired out of 13, 15 years, and his first match was against Bryan Danielson for the championship. So I thought that was, like I said before, I thought that was a waste of a championship spot, and the fact that it was on first to kick off the show, that made me know, like, okay, this is just
this is about to be crap.
it was like a title eliminator match for all I care.
Okay,
but yeah, it was okay, but I never seen Nigel wrestle before back then. But it's like I feel like he was slow in the beginning.
All right. I thought his match was fine. And I honestly thought the bill was fine because he talked so much crap about Bryan Danielson on the commentator.
Day one.
Yeah. Like I thought it was great for me. What'd you think about the beef here, Jay, between the two?
Honestly, it's one of those segue beefs until we get what the storyline really popping that we want.
Right.
So, Nigel, they put him with the right person. I'm gonna say that. I guess they just had to do something for him. He's obviously cool with somebody in AEW in the higher ups, but having his first match, like his first real match, nah. But I can honestly say Daniel Bryanson, I didn't really watch it, watched it, but I could tell you he carried them, for the whole match.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me when I was a kid and I grew up listening to Jerry King Lawler. Now, at this time, I didn't know he was a wrestler. I just thought he was an announcer with a royal garment on, and he was always running down Bret Hart. Bret Hart this, the Hart family this, yada, 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 until they finally had, a match that I seen. I'm like, oh, this is kind of like one of the only thing is Jerry Lawler wasn't retired, but it kind of reminded me of that, like, a commentator, run down a wrestler for some reason, have an unknown beef for so many years and this and that. And then they finally get a chance to go in the ring and, handle business. So it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. So that was
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a quick break. Come back. We're gonna be talking WWE. So stick with us.
This is an emergency message. Stop what you're doing and hit the like button. Also comment and subscribe. Thank you. We now return you to your program.
We're back. Best in the world. Hashtag BITW. Let's talk some WWE. The Netflix series, docuseries, Mr. McMahon has been released on Netflix. I only watched one episode of it. I can see already from Mr. McMahon's side how you could say that the documentary may be slanted, um, and it portrays him in a certain light and stuff. And so I can see why he came out with his statement, saying, "Hey, there's two sides to every story," and he's absolutely right about that. So I will watch it in for what it is for sure. I'm not saying for sure that this is all the evidence needed to point out Vince McMahon was wrong in some of the stuff he did and the things that he's accused of, and those people were right. But I will enjoy this documentary because it's something I thought we wouldn't see until Vince McMahon was dead. So, Terrell, give me some thoughts about the Mr. McMahon docuseries.
Right now, I haven't had a chance to watch it, but it is on my priority to-do list
Yes.
at a certain point between now and the weekend. I am going to watch it with an open mind. But I do want to hear. I'm actually anxious to hear other stories that I've always heard from wrestlers of the past who came on the show to do their podcast and give their side of the story of how Vince was and yada yada. So I'm anxious to hear that, and I want to see because I wonder why JR was left off this documentary. Because I mean, he was literally his right hand man all these years. So if anyone knows some stories, it's definitely good old JR. But it's a long time coming. I didn't think we're actually going to see it. Like you said, if we did going to see it, I thought it would be after he's long and gone.
Right.
But I guess with everything that's came out with the allegations and everything, so I guess this was like, okay, we got to get this documentary thing going now. So it's all coming out. So I've heard my fair share of stories about him, so I know there is two sides to every story, but at the same time, it's like the way he was trying to make that statement and try to buy, the docuseries, it was like, is he trying to actually tell more of the truth of his side, or is he actually covering
I think he wanted
up
the final
some stuff?
say. I think he wanted the final say in what get edited and what's put out, and that did not happen. So WWE did not have final say in what got put out by Netflix there.
Nope.
So,
which I'm cool with that because they're the one doing the production. So he okayed this documentary in the first place. So it's not like he's in the documentary. So it's not like this is like when it's not like it's winning time where a whole company is doing this on their own and getting their variations. He was in it. It just the only deal was you don't have final say because we're going to get out what we want to get out. So,
well, they began shooting before any of these allegations were made.
Okay,
I wouldn't say before they were made.
Okay, all right.
It was before. It was kind of like before it was brought out to the public knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because one thing I've learned, that suit that he just settled, that he been having that suit for a long time since I was in Pampers.
Okay.
But what I got from the docuseries is Vince wanted to, of course he wanted to do something extreme. Moving to Netflix. They showed me that they've been planning on moving to Netflix since 2020. And they said in the beginning, they said the wrestlers, Hulk Hogan, Tony Atlas, Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South, and even Vince McMahon said himself and his kids. They were like, "You're gonna get partial truth. You're not gonna get the whole truth." You know. And one thing I can say about Tony Atlas is he don't give a damn. He don't care. He gonna tell it like it is. Whether he don't care if you got a good relationship with Vince, he don't care if you got a bad relationship with Vince. He gonna tell it how it is. And you know, that's what most people, you know, that's not affiliated with WWE right now are doing.
Yeah.
And you know, I just found it crazy. Like Vince was like, I show people the side that I want them to see. You know, people may think I'm like my character. People may think I'm not like my character, but you would never find out. No one would find out. I'm like, how incriminating is that?
Yeah,
That sound.
He's in entertainment, so I can see what he's saying without, you know, being incriminating. So yeah, he is a guy that was behind the scenes, and we saw what he only allowed us to see. The first thing he said in this documentary, that he didn't want to talk about himself. He didn't like talking about himself and all that kind of stuff. You know, so that just kind of show you, like, you don't really know him, right, besides this persona. And I felt the same way during the Hall of Fame speech of Paul Heyman. Because he was like, yo, I don't do this. I don't talk about me. You know, I work.
Yeah.
And
but it's understandable.
It's not who I am, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know, and like when you work like that, it's understandable. You know what I'm saying? When you've been doing it for so long, you know, that's all you know. Like one thing I found out about Vince is, you know, which I already knew, because to come and be one of the greatest sports spectacles in the world, you got to put in the work. But he always worked.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
always worked. The man was on vacation with his wife
working
when he found out about, oh, okay, I'm gonna do WrestleMania. I think he was watching baseball or something like that. He was like, let's do WrestleMania.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah,
But
it's definitely he put his whole life into building WWE. And I mean, look, from what he started with to what it's become now, like, it's absolutely amazing and definitely a great American story, I'd say. So,
yeah, no one gonna take it away from him. Like,
yes,
no one's gonna take that away of what he's done. It's just, you know, everything that he's done is getting overshadowed right now.
Yeah. Because I mean, you gotta think about it. I'm gonna just be all the way real right now. And please, America, do not cancel me. When someone start off small, like I didn't know Vince was living in a trailer park. I didn't know he didn't know his daddy and stuff like that. I didn't know that. I thought he was a spoiled brat.
Yes.
You know, and when he, you know, just listening to his story and how he grew up and stuff like that, most of these muggles, you know, corporate owners that build their business over time, man, they have a little fun on the outside. You know what I'm saying? They get their P Diddy on. It might not come to the light, but they, you know, they get their P Diddy on. I'm just being real, you know. Yeah. Like Linda McMahon, I knew something was off as a child. That Vince and Linda was not, you know, a perfect couple. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't because of the screen time, you know, what they wanted us to see. It's because of, like, you could just tell. And he been messing with these women in his what you call them, in wrestling. Been. I mean, you got power. When you give man too much power, they seem to abuse it.
It happens. Yeah, it's human nature. It's human nature. That's why you got to have balances always.
Exactly. And one thing a man is weak against is a woman.
Oh yeah.
Especially a person that ain't never had nothing.
There've been wars fought over women. So yes.
Hey, don't get me started on that. The Bible itself.
Yeah.
But
exactly, man. All right, let's get into what happened this week in wrestling. Let's start off here with a new intercontinental champion,
Yeet, yeet.
Jey Uso. This is something I didn't expect to happen. I can see why it happened because he never had a singles title. Terrell, what's your thoughts on this?
It's one of those how we all wanted it to happen, and then when it actually happened, we were still surprised that it happened. Because I didn't think he was gonna. I thought for sure, he was gonna lose, and then eventually he'll get brought onto the bloodline situation, which he probably still will later on down the year. But I was like, oh, this is a good match. But I didn't think for a second that, he was gonna win. I thought Rikishi's gonna, blow a gasket if this son doesn't win tonight. He's gonna go on Twitter and do his Twitter stuff. Making it worse for his boy. But I was like on my phone looking at the match off and on my phone. But then I seen everything that's happening. He hit him with the spear, hit him with the splash. I'm like, he's probably gonna kick out. But then when that third count happened, I literally stopped what I was doing. I was like, holy shit. Like, they pulled the trigger on this. So it's dope. I just hate that they ruined his celebration at the end, but I get it. Crunch time and all that. Can't wait for Netflix.
Exactly.
It was dope. I was like, man. And to think this started 4 years ago in the Thunderdome when Roman Reigns was like, you have a potential to be a future main eventer. You're my right hand man. You're main event Jey Uso.
Yeah.
And we're all been on this journey with Jey. The moment he got, talked down to by Roman to joining the bloodline, and it was like everyone always felt for Jey all these years, and to see him be the first one to lead the bloodline and then go to another show by himself and to win this championship, it's dope. Like I love it. It gave me Jeff Hardy vibes as well, that we want this guy to succeed and he finally got the championship. It was like, holy crap. It's happening. Usos is a champion now, so I'm anxious to see how long it's gonna last. He's gonna carry into the new year. Who's next on the list to beat him? I'm already thinking it's probably gonna be Dragunov one day. But I still can't believe I'm looking at it. New Intercontinental Champion. So it's dope, man. He did it for the family, man. Did it for the family.
Yeah, yeah, man. Jay, what you think?
Man, first of all, yeet. I'm happy for my dog. For real. Jay, of course we share the same name. So that was always my favorite Oos. But it feels unrealistic because, and I like the way WWE did that because it's like caught us off guard. Honestly, I thought that they were trying to build Braun to be this monster. He kicked out of three spears. He done took 4 splashes. He done went through it. I just thought, they was building that because they're so high on Braun. Yes. I wouldn't even be surprised if Braun did the veteran thing and was like, I think I should drop my title to Jay.
I think what I'm saying? I think what it is, they're high on Braun that he's built enough credibility that now it's like, all right, we're gonna take the title off of you now. We're gonna push you in that conversation now.
Yep.
So
and then it's Braun. It's Braun. He can always get 3, 4, 5. Honestly, I think he's gonna surpass the Miz in the Intercontinental Championships. I think so.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be real with you. 3-time world champion at the most. I see Brian, but who knows?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved it. I think this is one of those. He's been champ for 100 and some odd days. He has that He has that. The fans love him. He's over, like, incredibly over. Every city he goes to, they're barking like dogs, and so it's like I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes one of the final 4 members in the Royal Rumble in January.
Yeah, I can see it because he dominated last time he was in the Royal Rumble.
Right.
So I can see it.
Yeah, I'm thinking the reason Jey Uso won, of course, give him his first title reign, but I think they're trying to break up the long title reigns of the champions, and this is a way to break it up now. So you're not gonna have like a 300-day champion now. He just dropped the championship, and so I can see him drop Jey Uso dropping the championship at Bad Blood versus Braun Breaker again in a rematch.
Yeah, I do see a rematch. Now he's gonna beat him.
Ooh.
I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, I can see that happening. That Braun can get his rematch and get the title back. It was
Because
tough,
Jay's got to go back to the bloodline.
Hey, I got something for you. You ain't see me rub hands like man.
But here's the thing: that he might not go back to the bloodline right now. I mean, the rumors I heard is the end game is him and Jimmy reuniting to take on the Tongans. So that could start in January, for all we know. So they could have Jimmy come on Raw and try to, finally have that conversation and, let that marinate for months and months and months. And then eventually, Roman pulls up and hey, my bad, who's, what I'm saying, type of deal. But I think right now, Jay isn't really needed for the bloodline, I guess. But eventually, towards the end of the year, beginning of the year, he can still be Intercontinental Champion and just lending his services. Who knows? I mean, but
Okay, Jay. What you thinking?
Okay, like y'all got the wheels turning. Okay, so and I'm really, you can tell I love this shit because I'm excited. I got I don't know if you can see, I got goosebumps, man. I got real life goosebumps thinking about this. This is a way for them to set up Jay coming back to the bloodline. And if they were smart, they'll do it this way.
Okay.
They would have him take on Braun Breaker at Bad Blood. The match goes to the point where Jimmy interferes. He was interfering for his brother, but Jay don't want the help. So that starts a whole little beef with them going into the next pay-per-view. And then once they have, after weeks of explaining himself, trying to get back, reconcile with his brother, they have that match. Once they have that match, boom, they dab it all, hug it all. All right, oops, now it's time to get down to business. And of course it's going to take some time for Jay to trust Roman again. Right. And that's where Roman come around. Yeah. So it's long-term in storytelling, but I think that they will bring him with the Intercontinental Championship to the bloodline. Because they still have to have a draft once.
Right.
My bad. They still have to have a draft once they move to the new networks. Everybody is solidified in their own area.
Oh, okay. So redraft after the network changes. Okay. I didn't think about a redraft. Yeah. Okay. That's definitely possible. Especially because of the Raw going to 2 hours. So yeah.
Well, it's gonna from what I read, it's only gonna be 2 hours for the time that they're on USA. And then once they get over to Netflix fully, they're going back to 3 hours, and SmackDown is going to 3 hours when they go to USA.
What? SmackDown 3 hours? Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too. That data.
No.
But I heard that might be temporary though. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we don't need.
I mean, because
But
I
I did
think
hear SmackDown was going 3.
USC, they've been rocking with Vince and them so long that
Right.
they need that 3 hour block. If they're gonna have a wrestling thing, they want that 3 hour block.
Okay.
And then I don't think nothing really. They don't really have any good shows on a Friday anyway. It's not the past when you had TGI Friday and all that other good stuff.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, look, wrestling is a commitment to be watching, right? And so we have 2-3 hour shows. Like something else got to go. Only got so much time in the day.
Yeah, that is true. That is
Like
true.
I'm down to one AEW show right now. I only watch Dynamite right now. And if you introduce another hour, like, man. So here's the other question: what are we gonna do with this? Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley.
Oh my God! You heard the rumors?
No.
Have y'all heard the rumors?
Huh.
Well,
They're gonna have a little romance.
They're gonna have a little romance that they didn't had a romance. Well, from one of my wrestling source websites that I follow that usually is 100% on. Is his name Buddy Matt? I'm gonna call him Buddy Murphy because that's what I know him by.
Right.
Buddy Murphy, had made a statement that Rhea and Jay, a condom was found. An indie condom wrapper was found. And he tried to make a claim that she was cheating with Jay, but they were traveling separately, and the condom was found. The condom wrapper was found.
Yeah.
So, me, I'm like, dude, you just got married. You're not even 2 months in.
Right.
What the hell are you talking about? I mean, he could possibly doing it as a work,
He's got to be.
but
Yeah.
come on, man.
There ain't no way that dude's gonna step out of his marriage.
Right.
And ain't no way he's gonna break up a marriage. So
Well, I mean, here's the, if we're gonna be real wrestling, that's why Ric Flair done had 9-10 marriages. That's why
that's Ric Flair.
Seth Rollins is married to Becky Lynch now. It's you can go tit for tat with it. So, you're traveling on the road with these people. It's just like that's why I could never have a wife as a police officer, because you're spending so much time with your partner. You're spending more than the time you were spending with your marital partner.
Yes.
So that development, that relationship will grow stronger.
Yeah, but all these years, Jay has been traveling with his family. He was traveling with Jimmy, and then he started traveling with Roman and Solo, and then before they split, it was him, Solo, and Jimmy, and I think sometimes Sammy. So they was always traveling together. So I honestly don't believe anything of substance into that. I wouldn't even.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just one of those. It's one of those flirtatious, on-screen flirtatious, part of the storyline. Because since day one, when the Bloodline and Judgment Day, met for the first time, the character Jay has always been smitten by Rhea Ripley since the beginning. So,
right,
that is true. That is true.
I don't see anything past that. I don't think they're gonna have. I mean, they could go that route, but I don't see them having like a deep, romance like that. It's just like
I hope they don't.
Yeah.
I hope they don't, because it's like his marriage, man. Like Rikishi said, you're gonna break up a man's marriage. Like, you can't do that. Like, it's certain lines that you gotta cross.
I think everyone's just blowing it out of proportion and just assume that's where they're gonna go. But I don't see it. It's just one of those, you say, I got you, you might, so that type of stuff. Like when you're single and you got that work homegirl at work, he always like,
Your work wife?
With the comments and stuff, and blah blah blah. But everybody knows everyone's married, so it's not like back in the day where everything was a secret. So everybody knows who's dating who's with who.
Right.
And when she's not on the road, she's home with Buddy. So it's not like, you know, damn near everybody in that locker room is married or dating nowadays.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to NXT here. What did you guys think of this segment, in-ring segment with Roxanne Perez and Julia with Funaki as her interpreter? I got honestly think that part is kind of funny because Julia
Cringe.
sounds more can speak English better, like more than Funaki can a little bit to me. But then they brought in Stephanie Valcour, right, to have a message for Julia. So now, do we have like a three-way dance here?
I think what's gonna happen. Well, first off, the whole Julia segment at first was kind of cringe because it was like, I get like English isn't her first language. So I know she paused for a long time to figure out what she's gonna say next. So I was like, oh, this isn't good, but I'm not gonna hold it against her.
Mhm.
But when Stephanie popped up on the screen, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Now they made this interesting. I thought she's gonna go for the secondary. So my thing is, I think somehow either Roxanne cheats and finds a way to win and screws over Julia. And Julia's going to be like, no, we need to run this back. And Stephanie's going to be like, I said I was next. So I could see them having this three-way Halloween Havoc. Or, which they can go this route, which I think will be a big mistake because it's too early. Julia beats Roxanne, and it goes on to defend it against Stephanie. Which means one of them has to lose, which I don't think that's a good idea. You know, one has her first title defense, the other one's making her debut. So I think somehow, someway, Roxanne makes it out about a skin in her teeth, and they're like, "Nah, we don't like how that ended. Let's run that back," and then you throw her in there. So Roxanne is gonna get that pin. It's gonna take a pin, but who's she gonna get pinned by? I don't know.
Okay.
Don't you think there's an issue with this? Because like you're hot shotting two newbies to the title, right, to the title picture. Like we've never seen them wrestle in the NXT ring, right? And you're just like hot shotting them to the title.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It was a surprise. I didn't see Stephanie being right there. I thought she's gonna be, Kalani, be the next person to take on Kalani, or be at the lower level, then go up. But I didn't know she's gonna take both of them on at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What's your thoughts, Jay?
I mean, me myself, I like it.
Okay.
Because you got to think about it. You do have people that just watch WWE TV. And you do have people that watch worldwide wrestling. Both of these wrestlers are known. They done did their thing. Especially for to be female wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And me myself, I don't find a problem with it being two newbies, because it'll be something different. That's what NXT has been. It's been different. It's been fresh. It's been, it's been exciting. And the only way to keep that up is if, you do something like that out of the ordinary. And I do agree with T. Roxanne is gonna be Roxanne. She's gonna cheat. She's gonna find a way out of it. And Julia, she ain't having it at all. She gonna fight her way to that title, and it's gonna wind up being a three-way dance. I don't know Halloween Havoc. That might be a little bit too soon, but definitely, I think what's next? Roadblock is next. I think. I can see it.
September, October is Halloween Havoc, and then there's NXT takeover for Survivor Series weekend.
Oh yeah. I see it more as Survivor Series weekend because of the fact Survivor Series is big. It's a big event.
Yeah.
But other than that, Roxanne is gonna be she's gonna be slowly faded out. You know, she's doing what she's supposed to do. She's been that bridge to hold down NXT, and it's just a question who you want, who you want to go.
Okay.
And me myself, I would prefer Julia because NXT, if you look at it, Kyrie Zane, Asuka, they do well. They do well with
EO.
these Japanese EO. They do well with these Japanese Chinese women wrestlers.
Right. Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. Um, Nia Jax gets pinned by Bailey and Naomi. So this looks like another three-way dance here. JJ, you get to watch SmackDown?
Oh yeah, I definitely. If I'm not gonna watch that, I'm gonna watch SmackDown. But that was actually comical. It was comical in a way, but it's definitely gonna be a three-way dance because of the fact that Bailey and Naomi, they're friends, and they're gonna be like, okay, how can we both come out on top in this situation?
Mhm.
And the only way to do that is if double count out, double pin, whatever you want to call it. But I can see them actually going for having a real match, and then Nia come out like just start dominating, like this wasn't supposed to happen, and I'll control this, and nobody gets a title shot. And then that's when my guy Nick gonna come out and make it a three-way dance.
Okay. All right. I like this. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. What do you think?
Oh,
See that. I can see that definitely happening. It's not going to end in a one-on-one. I see it happening. I do see when I do make it a three-way at Bad Blood. I do see Tiffany Stratton coming down, cash in her briefcase, but she loses. Like Nia Jax probably squashes her, ends that friendship. But it doesn't mean the title picture for Tiffany Stratton is over because I see it as this will play into the Royal Rumble. We can see Tiffany Stratton win the Royal Rumble to, secure that spot for the championship. Because I don't see Charlotte come. If Charlotte's going to come back, it's probably going to come back at the Rumble. If that's not too soon for her. But I know she's been training at the PC.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, she definitely have.
Because the end game I've been seeing is Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton for the championship at Mania. So
I hope they do. That'd be awesome.
So either Charlotte wins the title between when she gets back in Mania, or Tiffany Stratton holds on to the briefcase. Charlotte comes back. Charlotte challenges Nia Jax. Tiffany cashes in, steals the shine from Charlotte, and then Charlotte's on the chase for that championship. That number 16. Where she's at? 15 now? 14?
I think she's going away on her way to 17.
I think she's like 15 already, going for 16. It's one of those. It's 16 or 17. And you're gonna have, the past versus the present / future in Tiffany Stratton. So it all depends on if she holds on to that briefcase or she cashes in, loses it, and still winds up winning the Rumble.
But see, you going in uncharted territory. See, I didn't want to speak on a Rumble or nothing like that, but I don't have neither one of them winning. I don't have neither one of them winning the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying it could be Rhea Ripley. Well, she could go back to back. Ain't no telling. It could be somebody else for all we know. But I'm just saying.
I mean, I got Raquel Rodriguez winning the.
Okay.
I got her coming back at Bad Blood.
Oh.
I'm gonna say that for the prediction. I'm gonna say that for the prediction show if Dale has a prediction show because if not, we're definitely gonna have one. But yeah, I'm gonna save it for that one because
I say my predictions.
Yeah.
It would because it would be. I'm gonna just say this. It would because it would be fire because both of them teamed with Liv, and both of them
Yeah.
carried her,
Mm-hmm.
like literally carried her. So it would make sense.
Okay. That could be interesting then.
But you know, I wanted to say this. You know, Charlotte, they could just book her on any match. You know, honestly, I see Naomi winning this, and the only reason I don't see Bailey winning it is because they done already did the Charlotte Flair Bailey, where she come back and she screw the hell out of Bailey and take the title her first night back off of injury.
Mm.
Yeah.
So do it to Naomi, it'll be a little bit different.
Yeah.
With that, Charlotte come back, SmackDown. Oh, I'm owed the world title shot because I hurt for my last one. And boom, right down on SmackDown.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Yeah, she ain't
I like
beating Nia Jax though.
Who,
Alright.
Charlotte? Nah. She'll beat her.
Nah.
Yeah. I love Nia Jax, but yeah, Charlotte got her, man.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Not the way they booking it nowadays.
Well, I'm kind of interested to see how Triple H will book Charlotte Flair because Vince booked her on a prestige level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of her last name.
Uh-huh.
But now that we see that Triple H is in control, he's not booking because of no last name. He's booking for pure talent and what's going to be exciting.
Yeah. There we go. I like that.
So these next 6 months is gonna be something to see, man.
Ooh,
I can't wait till next month when I'm buying my WrestleMania tickets because I'm already gonna buy those.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
You going
I
there?
ain't mad at you.
Let's go. All right.
You going to
there?
Vegas?
You going to Mania?
Oh, no, I didn't have any plans on going to Vegas. No. No.
Because you know the first episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix is gonna be right here in LA. I heard in that new Clipper Stadium. So
Clippers getting their own stadium?
Yeah, they got it built already. Yeah, they already have it built already. They already got concerts already played already. It's called the Intuit Dome. Yeah, it's right there next to the Forum. Yeah. I was
about to say, did they take over the Forum? Because okay.
No, I think the Forum is still gonna be home of AEW, but yeah,
Right.
they already got the. It's been completed already. It's already open.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
I like that.
And Netflix is based out here, so it's like it makes sense that the first episode is gonna be over here. So I can't wait for that.
Wow. Okay. That's good news there, Trell. All right. Any final thoughts here before we wrap this thing up, Jay?
Come as I put a crack in my mouth. Circle back. Circle back.
Trell, final thoughts, man?
Yeah, on a side note, I thought it was a good idea that they finally retired the STW championship.
Yes, absolutely.
On Dynamite. So Taz brought it out 5 years ago. It made his rounds. Hooks had it the longest in everybody, and then he finally retired it and gave it to his dad right there at the commentating booth. So I thought that was a good fun moment. Finally got rid of the championships, and now they can start putting Hook into a feud with Jack Perry, hopefully down the road for the TNT championship.
Yeah, good call there. I did like that they retired that title. All right, Jay, you finished the cracker?
Yeah, I finished my cracker, dog. I had to get a little water in, but I do want to comment on that. Yeah, bro, I'm kind of glad because AEW got a thing right now for us too many damn titles. Too many, if you ask me. And honestly, I used to think many titles was a good thing, but nah, it's just too much stuff to keep up with.
It's too much. I agree.
Too much.
I agree. I agree 100%.
But I will say this. My thoughts is they're talking about integrating a woman's mid-card title into the main roster now because they're seeing how good the NXT Women's Championship. I mean, not Women's Champion. NXT North American Women's Championship. God damn, they can't. They need to change that name because it doesn't roll off the tongue. It does not roll off the tongue.
You mean the women's intercontinental championship?
That's what they should call. That's what they should call it. Yeah.
I think that's what it's going to be. The women's IC championship.
Okay.
Yeah. And I honestly can't wait because WWE does need a little bit more. And the reason why I say they can get away with it other than AEW is because WWE has so much talent and they have the time block for it.
Yes.
They have the storylines for it.
Absolutely.
Now, if you start telling me you about to get a women's hardcore title, you bring it back a hardcore title, you bring in a 24/7 title back, you like, okay, that's too damn much. Go sit y'all ass down. But I can see them adding 2 more championships, and that'll be fine.
So one for each brand, pretty much, right?
Yeah, one for each brand. Like, do it like whatever brand has
one for both.
That's what I think they're gonna do, Trell. It's just like the tag team championships. They can travel.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make it interesting.
Because they
make it interesting, but
female speed championship already.
That's true.
It's already out.
Yeah. But they don't acknowledge it on the main roster.
On TV. Yes, they only announce it on Twitter.
But I think it should be one. I think they can combine all the women on Raw and SmackDown to fight for that championship and have them go back and forth. That way, you can utilize all the women on both shows for that championship.
But see, the reason why I don't like that idea is because it's bringing the 24. Like, I think about the 24/7 championship. It's so many. There's so many women on each roster to the point where it's like. You got the women for it. I mean, what's go ahead and make you a U.S. women's title or in an intercontinental women's title. You're trying to make this whole equality thing, so you might as well make it 100% equal.
Actually, I don't want to be women separate.
You sure? You sure about that?
Yeah, because Raw, Valhalla, she's with the baby and all. You still got Maxine, and then you got the 3-woman group of Fusion. They're not breaking up anytime soon. And then you still got the tag team of Katana and Carter.
I heard Carter was planning on leaving.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one that went to LSU, right? Whichever one went to LSU. The one that has the taller one. I'm gonna say that. Not many. So
Jada Parker is the one that went to LSU.
I know Jada Parker with the
what you call him with the LSU?
Okay.
Jada Parker played soccer at LSU. Katana, she played basketball at LSU.
Oh, okay.
Carter.
I knew she was a point guard.
Carter did play ball. I just think cause you still got the tag team championships going around, so you're gonna have teams. So not everyone is gonna split their tag team to go on the singles run, because then what are they gonna do with the tag team championships? They're just gonna be worthless. So I think it's better to have one woman, one championship for both brands, because the girls who are not in a championship in the tag team can go forward, and someone from a tag team can probably take a shot at it or whatever. But having both of them, I think that'd be like a little bit of an overhaul type of deal. So I think it should be like one title for both brands. It'll work out better that way because you can utilize all the women you have and not compromise the tag team championships.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you look at it back in the day when the rosters were short, when SmackDown roster was extremely short, you still had tag team champions that went out for single titles. They went against each other. They respected the code. When one lost, they respected it. They didn't try to kill each other over the title. So, it is possible. Like I can see Pure Fusion doing the New Day thing, the Freebird rule. They winning the championship and they doing the Freebird rule. Whoever feel like wrestling, that's who you gonna wrestle.
I can see them doing that for the tag titles.
I can see them doing it for the tag titles too. I mean, I can see them doing that. Period.
Yeah, I personally think it's better for just one. See how that one goes, and if they have more women and they need another one, they'll probably throw in the United States Championship later on. But I think they should probably just start with one mid-card title and see how that pans out.
Oh yeah. They definitely should start with one, but I was just talking about for as long term because you have people like Alexa Bliss and Asuka and Carmella and all. Hell, Maurice is still on the active roster. I didn't know that, but you still have all these women that are being women in their life that eventually want to come back, and then I can see them using somebody like it's a perfect way for Becky Lynch to come out of retirement if she's on retirement. Excuse me, if she's on retirement,
Oh yeah, trio.
Have I won that title?
That's a good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd love to see a trios title.
I definitely want to see a trios title. I prefer that over a second woman's title.
Yeah.
But then it comes a situation. If they do it for the women, the men, they got to do it for the women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then that's going to be different titles.
Exactly.
It's going to be just another AEW. So I don't think it would be a good idea for the trios. I think if the rumor was they are going to do another women's championship, they probably should just stick to that.
Single. Yeah.
Because they add a women's title and they add a men's trio title. That'll be cool.
Yeah. I like it. All right. Well, that's going to wrap up the show for us today, man. We'll be back next week talking more wrestling. So for my guy Trell, my guy Jay, I am Dale. Kenny Omega, take us home.
You do. Goodbye. Good night. Bang! Yes!
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.